Hello and namaste everyone. This is Karunya Richard Support Executive at Institute of Inspiring Innovation. Welcome. Thank you for joining us on Hello Zo, a virtual talk show where we showcase extraordinary people and their little extras. Today's talk show is based on the theme Having Sight is Ordinary, Having a Vision is Extraordinary, authored by Naveen Lakkur. Here we have our Zo, Ashwini Angadi, founder and the trustee of Belaku Academy. Ashwini worked as a HR person in an MNC, but her heart was not at peace, as she believed that her destiny was elsewhere and resigned the job and joined as a national facilitator for Young Voices, a campaign by young people with disability initiated by an NGO, Leonard Cheshire Disability. At a very young age of 23, she achieved many laurels for her social work in the field of educating and empowering the disabled and underprivileged. I would like to inform you that if you have any questions during the talk show, request you to type them into the chat box. We'll bring them up in the end. Now, let me invite Naveen Lakkur, Chief Innovation Coach at Institute of Inspiring Innovation, to the spotlight to be the host.
Thank you, Karunya, very much for inviting me and for the warm welcome. I'm excited today that we are going to be in conversation with Ashwini Angadi, extraordinary person, and I have to open this talk show reference to my quote, which is going to be the theme for today's talk. And this book, a little extra, has these quotes distinguishing between ordinary and extraordinary. And one such quote is, having sight is ordinary, having sight is ordinary, having vision is extraordinary. This reminds me of a wonderful story that I came across and learned a very inspiring one. This is about two boys. One is Ram and the other is Sham, and these two boys are from a village. They come over to the city, and they are wanting to have one meeting done and then get back to their city, from the city to their village. On the way, they are finding it very hot, and it's a burning day, and after a lot of work. So Sham says, "Hey, there is cucumbers out here. I'll go fetch some juicy cucumbers. So let's have." Where Sham is a very, very sharp-sighted boy, and whereas Ram is actually does not have any sight, so he is a blind person. And then Ram says, hold on, I have a few questions for you. Then Sham says, what questions? We are thirsty, man, and we are hungry. I just go fetch some juicy cucumbers and let's eat. He says, no, please, I have few questions. So he says, okay, ask me. And Ram says, hey, is there only one or two cucumbers, or are there many? And Sham says, oh, there are many hanging out there. Don't worry, there are many. And then Ram says, his next question was, is it fenced and very organized, or is it too wild? And he says, oh, it's all wild. It's not organized. And is it manned or is it not manned? Was the next question. He says, no, nobody is manning it. It's all open. Then Ram says, we are not eating these cucumbers. Sham is a little upset. And he says, what? We are hungry and we are thirsty and juicy cucumbers out right there in front of us. And you're saying we are not eating this. Ram insists that we will not eat this. Let's move further and maybe we'll find something else. And as they moved, they got to understand that these cucumbers were not edible. They're actually poisonous. How did Sham, who could see very well, sharp-sighted, could spot only the cucumbers, and Ram, who is a blind person, could see even the poison inside this cucumber, and he could sense that there is it's something that it is not edible. So how did that happen? Do we call this a vision? Having sight is ordinary, having vision is extraordinary. Why am I saying this? Is because Ashwini Angadi, who's there on this show, you might see her with the beautiful glasses and stylish looking glass, and she's a beautiful person. But somebody who can't see. But on the other hand, that is sight, which is ordinary. Everybody has. Vision is extraordinary, and she is a person who's got the vision. So in our interaction with her, I'm sure we will get enough nuggets that will inspire all of us. So I'm excited, want to have an interaction with Ashwini Angadi. Hi, Ashwini Angadi, come over to the
Hello.
spotlight and would
Hello,
love
hello.
to.
Thank you for warm welcome.
Very nice. I would love to know that you are founder of Belaku Academy, right? What kind of activities do you people do in Belaku Academy? Can you throw some light on that?
Yeah, sure. Bellaco Academy is a home where we train uh, students with vision impairment and non-vision impairment. That is, it is an inclusive home. That means where students with visual impairment and non-visual impairment will be studying and doing all the activities here. The activities that we teach here is yoga, Veda, Hindustani classical music, Dollu Kunita, that's a folk dance in Karnataka, and Kamsale, Bharatanatyam dance, indoor and outdoor sports, along with this educational activities.
Wow, that's a lot of things. Very interesting. And you said they are children. Of what age group would these children be?
We have children aged between 5 and 15.
Oh, wow, 5 and 50. So that's a
Yes.
big spread. Okay.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
everybody is a child, right, to their mothers and their parents. So, so it is, you can still call everyone children. And what are these students who are actually learning these activities a good breadth? Who comes, who teaches, and, how do they learn?
We have trainers for each activity. For instance, we have a Bharatanatyam teacher who is expert and who have done Ranga Pravesham, and she teaches, weekly thrice she comes and she teaches our students. And we also have Mrs. Madhu. She is Hindustani Vidushi. When she has learned, and she teaches every day. Every day she trains our students in Hindustani classical, and we also have Mr. Ahmad Hidayat Ahmad. He teaches Dollu Kunita, Kamsale, and those steps. The same way we have trainers for each activities.
Nice. And
Yes.
you said even chess, right? Somebody comes and teaches how to play chess.
Yeah. We have a international chess player, actually. International chess player who is a volunteer, Mr. Venkatesh. He comes in weekend and he teaches our students. And one of our, I'm proud to say that one of our child, her name is Channama. She is just 11-year-old girl. She has selected for national level chess competition.
Wow, congratulations. And is this child, Chennamma, 11 years old,
Yeah.
is she visually impaired or she is with a sighted thing?
She is visually impaired. She is visually impaired, and she completed all taluk level, district level, everything she is completed. State level also she is completed, and she is selected for national level chess competition.
Fantastic. That is very inspiring.
Thank
I
you.
would like to know, out of these children who are learning there, totally what is the kind of strength that Bellaco Academy currently has?
Now, Bellaco Academy currently has 50 students. We are expecting even more students, but due to this inconvenient space, we could accommodate only 50 currently.
Okay.
And apart from that, only 15 students we have with the sight, and the other rest of the students we have with visual impairment.
Okay. So there is,
Yeah.
it's like 2/3 of them are visually impaired and 1/3 are with sight. And any other disability members also there?
No, sir. We have currently we have only visually impaired students
Okay.
along with the sighted. Yes.
And you said they they learn how to do dance or Bharatanatyam, and they are winning tournaments to play the chess competition at the state level and even now in the national level. Are they competing when you say in chess competition? Do they compete
Yeah.
the uh, regular players, or is it exclusively for visually impaired?
As of now, we have they are competing only with visually impaired visually impaired people, sir.
Okay, okay. So they are playing,
Yes.
and how do they learn?
What
Is
they
there
do?
any special equipments that they learn?
Yes, sir. They do have a special aid to learn chess for visually impaired. For instance, we'll have white and black pawns. And what we do is on the white pawn, we'll be having the dot, and black pawn will be plain. So the chess board will be having the holes, so that when they move the pawn, it won't be like dropped.
Okay, very, very good, interesting. How mind can work and we figure out ways of managing things, right? Now that's the beauty. That's when probably they said, once when I was giving a talk in a place by name NAB, National Association for Blind in Karnataka. So I realized why they say that we are not disabled, we are differently enabled. Ashwini, you did mention that the spread of activities that you do at Belaku Academy, and some people even going up to the level of national championship, and
Yes.
the different varieties of skills that has been learned. Actually, these are life skills which you are teaching to the children. And do they go to academic studies also? How do they learn the academic ones?
That's what my main intention is. My students with vision impairment should mingle with the others, so that they will be able to understand what the society outside is. So what we do is we send them to the normal schools, I mean the other schools where the other students with non-vision impairment study. And in those schools they learn regular syllabus like English, Hindi, Kannada, Math, Science, Social, and those subjects will be learned in that school itself. Once they come back from the school, we will be having the teachers to teach, to train them to do their homework. And if they don't understand anything in the school, so here the teachers will be teaching them.
Ashwini, looks like there is interesting set of activities that happens, as they say. Home is the first school, and what you are achieving is the three objectives that we are able to include people and create that inclusiveness at home. And they say home is the first school anyway, and 1/3 of the time that the children spend together is what actually shapes their consciousness and their thinking and what they become in the future. is absolutely a brilliant model. What is the vision that you have for Belaku Academy?
The main vision that I have with Bellaku Academy is the first vision is that I want my students with vision impairment should take science, because I wanted to become a doctor and I couldn't because I'm denied to take science, biology, due to my disability. And my students should not face this. So the first vision is at least two of our students should be become a doctor or an engineer. That's my first vision of this Belako. And the other vision is all the visually impaired students should be independent and competitive. That means, though it's due to my experience. With my experience, I'm just telling you that although I had well education, I could speak good English, I could work on computer, I was rejected from couple of companies only due to my disabilities. So that shouldn't be faced by my students. So everybody should work. Everybody should be aware of people with vision impairment, and I need to create awareness through my school. That's the other vision. And one more vision that I have with Belaku Academy is I want to create this Belaku Academy as an international standard. So these are the three visions that I have in my mind.
Okay, so the three objectives that you are saying as
Yes.
part of your vision is to create an environment where your students are able to pursue their higher education in the field of science. And
Yes.
second, you have a vision that you want them to be competitive and actually be able to do all kinds of work and be accepted. It's about
Yes.
inclusion. The third is that you want to create an academy which is in par with the international standards and probably creates a landmark, right? So all the very best. It's all three of that seems to be very inspiring, and we wish you the
Thank
very
you.
best for that. And I see
Thank you.
that you have so many awards that you won, more than 100 awards and recognition for yourself. Congratulations
Yes.
for that. And I can see some of them behind you, which is there on display. So nice. Tell me which among the many awards that you won is closest to your heart, and why did you feel very special about it?
Yeah, as you said, I have been awarded. I have got many awards, but the special I feel is a couple of two international awards. The one is from United Nations Organization. I am awarded in the year 2012 from United Nations Organization as Youth Courage.
Okay.
The other one is Queen's Young Leader Award, which is awarded by Queen's Commonwealth Trust and the Britain Queen Elizabeth II in the year 2015. I feel these are the two special awards.
Wow. Being recognized by the UN and the Queen's Award is definitely going to be very special. I'm sure it would have not been an easy journey to be recognized, and well, award and recognition is one part. I would like to hear that when UN recognized you, what is the
Yeah.
project that you did for which you got the recognition, and how was that journey in that project or a challenge that you took up?
Yep. Uh, the award which I got is for only a small contribution that I've given to the society, especially to the field of disabilities. I was leading a campaign in India called Young Voices. It was run by Leonard Cheshire Disability. It's a London-based organization, and they were running this campaign in 24 countries. And India is one of those countries, and I was leading this campaign in India. My responsibility was to identify uh, people with disabilities who are in trouble, especially for instance, if I would say a girl um, facing a family issues, or um, students facing accessibility issues in institution, and many issues are solved under my leadership in this Young Voices. I think this made me to feel proud that I could at least shed the tears of some of people with disabilities.
So, how did you recognize them? Where did you find them? What is the activity that you had to do to find such people, and what did you do? Can you give an example of your intervention and how it has impacted them?
Yeah. For instance, I would travel to Ranchi, Delhi, Mumbai, and Bangalore to for this campaign. And if I would want to give an example, in Ranchi, there's a girl. There was a girl was 18-year-old, and she was orthopedically disabled, and she was just uh, just kept at home, nothing doing, nothing, anything. Whatever the parents gave, she used to eat. She had no choice at all in their life. So I heard from someone that she is not doing anything. She's not even getting education, and she's not even working anywhere. So what I found some youth with disabilities in Ranchi were studying. So I have communicated with them. With them, I went to her place. Her name is Sumaya Sultana. I went to her place and I convinced the parents to, just um, send her out with me so that I could make her independent. So after hard convince for 2 months, they accepted that girl to come with me, and I did make her to meet some counselors, and I did counseling, and I also joined her one of very big factories, garments factories, and she got a job. Now she is earning 25,000 per month.
Wow, that's fantastic. What a journey of you traveling to these places, to Ranchi, from Bengaluru to Delhi, Mumbai, and finding somebody who needs support, whose voice was not heard. From there, not just convincing their parents to allow her to do few things, and now she's equipped to earn 25,000 rupees for her own self is
Yes.
a tremendous achievement. Congratulations for being that enabler. And in that journey, I'm sure you yourself would have been facing many challenges, right? Typically, when
Of
you want to do these social reformation that you want to bring and create an impact and the little extras, what kind of challenges do you face typically?
Mainly I face with the main challenge that I face is convincing the parents of those children or students or anyone, because um, see the behavior of people here in Karnataka and the other North India will be different. and sometimes they are very aggressive, and I have to just cope up with them. Sometimes I told about the girl, no, when I went to convince the parents, I was pulled out, and I fallen down, and I got a good hit. So at that time, I did not give up at all. My main intention is that girl had to be independent. That girl should come out and uh, work on for her own, and she should have her own choice, instead of parents choosing her dress, instead of parents choosing her food. She should have her own choice. That's what's my intention. I stayed there for one and a half month in a hut, and I did convince her. So main challenge that I face is with the parents.
Wow. It's
Yes.
really inspiring. And now 1.5 months staying in a hut to convince one person who literally threw you out and got you hurt without even realizing, that you yourself are visually challenged, and I can understand and relate. Hats off to you for that extraordinary commitment towards others' life and their enablement. And you said there is no choice for them, right? For
Yes.
their dress, their food, everything is chosen. How do you
Yes.
go about choosing your dress and so on? You can't see, but look at the dress that you're wearing. It's just awesome, and you're looking beautiful with nice
Thank you.
glasses and
Thank you.
beautiful smile on your face that you're wearing, and the dress that you are wearing, and looks like for this show you even got makeup done and visited a parlor. So tell me, how do you go about choosing? How do you present yourself? And how do you prepare yourself for the programs like this? Or you interact and interface with so many people outside. So how do you yourself prepare?
So, one thing I'll say, people will be asking me, and how do you choose colors? Why do you so give interest in dressing other things? So, one thing I'll say, see, I want to be an inclusive. So I want to create an inclusive society, and I am being part of this society. It is not only that I should take interest on my own. Since I can't see that, I should not think that whatever I wear, I mean, whatever I wear, the society will accept. No, if society wants to accept me and my disabilities, the same way I should accept the society. So what I'll do is, I go to shop, and I know that when white will be the light color, and some navy blue, and the dark, usually the brighter and dark will be contrasted, and it looks elegant. The knowledge that I have. So what I'll do is, I'll go for shop, and I'll ask for light and dark, and people, they give, the shop owner will choose and give it to me. What I wear the dress, and I'll click a photo, and I'll send to my friends. Is this looking fine? Is this looking fine for me? Is this looking fine for me? So once I ask some 3 or 4 friends, if the 4 accepts, then I'll accept. It's like that.
Wow. So you have a mechanism, you've created a model and a process for,
Yeah.
picking a dress and how you make choices. This is fantastic. In fact, actually, I have to say that, I have to give you a virtual, same pinch, because I'm also wearing a white top with my pant being a navy blue and a jacket of a gray color. So it's
Okay.
so we are thinking alike, and so I'm sure there should be some process behind it, right? So
Yes.
coincidentally, in fact, I met with a freak accident and lost both my eyes. I went through multiple surgeries. God has given me, not just the sight now. He's given the vision. I understand the difference between sight and vision now, and it's a bonus life for me. So I can relate to, and I could also relate to how important and powerful is the eyesight, but more important to that is the power of vision, ability to see the future state, ability to make a difference, right? With it's very powerful. Every corporate would need that kind of a vision, because in vision is where the enrollment is happening of other people joining into. I'm sure for your academy, you would have had a vision, which is what got others to be inspired, and you were able to even enroll advisors to you. Who are the people who are advising you and supporting you in your Bellaco Academy?
Um, of course, the first person, because um, for the people who put foundation is very important. And if we are going anywhere, we will see a big, mango tree or apple tree or rubber trees, and we just think only, wow, this tree is looks fine, and let us get shadow and everything. But we will never look for root, the root of the tree. But I always thank the root of the people who rooted my life. uh, that is one other than my parents, Mr. Prakash Angadi, and my mother Vedavati, and even my father Prakash Angadi. He actually he looks very quiet, and he is working for my trust. Whatever I tell, whatever I order, he'll go and do it. But he looks very very quiet, and I would really thank my parents for this support. If if I won't be if they won't be given support to me, I wouldn't be reached at this stage. And the other one is Dr. S. Pradeep. I always call him as the main pillar of this institution, because um, is very, very, very hard worker. Even though he's very busy, he always think of our students and the trust, and even personally, because people will support uh, the trust, but I need some moral support too, and he is giving that. And the other one is Dr. Manjula Pattaluri. She stays in Boston, and she's also very friendly in nature. She takes care of her students, and she blesses our students, and she works for the trust. And yeah, these are the these are the three um, moral supports that I'm getting.
Fantastic. You need moral support. You need financial support. You need,
Yes,
people who are action oriented, who can do things, right? So
correct.
all of those are required, and I'm happy that such people are there to support you. And I'm sure there is a lot more required for you to accomplish and provide all that facilities that the children would need for the vision to come true, right? So we wish you
Correct.
all the very best on that. um,
Thank you very much.
you mentioned about your travel, and how do you manage to travel to these places that you've visited, to Ranchi, to Mumbai, to Delhi, and I think you've even traveled to USA and so on. So how do you manage to travel?
um I use white cane while because I'm trained to travel in mobilizing myself from one place to another. So through that cane I use, and mostly I use the technology. For instance, if I want to go to Ranchi, what I'll do is I'll book a train um, by using my mobile phone and screen reading app, and I will just go there, and I'll book a cab in Ranchi, and also book a hotel in the Ranchi, so that I'll be safe. I'll be, kind of, I won't be facing any issues or other thing. And what I'll do is, Usually I'll be traveling by train to Ranchi or to Mumbai to anywhere. So I'll be having communication with the people in the train, so that many have become my friends. Almost I have 1,000 contacts in my phone wherever I travel. So I'll make friends in train, so that I'll be even safe, and I will, whenever I get down, so they'll be helping me. And yeah, this is how I'll
Beautiful.
travel.
And you know
Yes.
how to connect with people, and you're
People.
confident. I heard that you cook very well, so
Yeah.
all by yourself. And this is very inspiring. You know how you organize yourself and how you're using technology. We are going beyond the braille. Braille is one of the fantastic innovations done more than 120 years ago, or even more, and we still are using that. No doubt it is useful, but we have to use technology today, and it's available. How do we encash and make it supportive? So, and I'm happy to know that you're doing it and using it very effectively. So this is very inspiring to us, right? What you've done and how you've done. It's like leading by example. And you said you make friends. I think you're also creating a fan club, which is inspired by you and your action, right? Who is your inspiration?
My main inspiration is Sister Nivedita.
Okay.
Yes, she is she's from Scotland, but she came to India and she works for you know Indian women, and she opened that too. It was almost in 18th century. She was there, and she worked for uh, people, women in India. At that time, British was leading India, and she inspires me a lot. And the other one is Dr. David Hartman, because being visually impaired, that do with the, now we have many technology, but when he was studying, it was there was no that technology, but he aspired to become a doctor, and he, with all the challenges, he became a doctor. That's how these are my two inspirations in my life, and I'm very happy that I could meet, I could speak to David Hartman, Dr. David Hartman, and thanks to Dr. Manjula for making me to meet him.
Wow, that's very interesting.
Yes.
Where is he from? He lives in which country?
He lives in US.
In
Lives
the
in
US.
US.
And you
Yes.
said he is a visually impaired person himself, but with all challenges around, he went on to do his, he became a doctor. So he studied
Yes.
medicine.
Yes. Yes.
And what does he do? He is a specialist in which area?
He's psychiatrist.
Wow. Oh, wow. That's a
Yes.
fantastic thing. If you see, psychiatric would mean that there is no direct intervention of physical things. It's a lot of mental game, which I think
Mm.
he is using his faculty very well, and without having the eyes being the main thing for doing any surgery or any of those which will be an impediment. And he's chosen. So it's a brilliant alignment of his so-called disability, but with that he's used it so well for the mind thing, which is about psychiatry, and used his medical skills in that alignment is a brilliant move. So it's an inspiration, and I'm happy that you've chosen him as an inspiration.
Of course.
So,
Yes.
and you said you met him in the US, and how did you go to the US, and what was the objective of you traveling to the US?
Um, I had been to US thrice. One is in the year 2012. I went to US to receive an award, and the other one, the other time I went to a conference in US. And the third time I went to US, I used to is with the help of Dr. Manjula to meet Dr. David Hartman and to visit Perkins School for the Blind, because Perkins School is one of the best and famous schools in the world. So I just wanted to get training in Perkins schools. Then only I could make my institution an international standard. Um, so I had been in Perkins School for a week and got trained. And for this purpose, I had been to US.
So Perkins School is it the same school where Helen Keller's work has been there, and there's a phenomenal amount of her legacy, which is helping even today, right? Is it the same?
Yes, exactly the same, exactly.
Wow. So you are raising the bar up, and you want to provide that level of education and enablement to visually challenged, which is very good. What kind of award was this that you went to the US to receive?
Um, to receive award from United Nations organization. I'd been to New York to receive an award from UNO.
Okay. And how was your experience?
Our experience was really fantastic because it was my first visit to US. Um, I thought I was asking my brother because he's an engineer. I used to tell my brother, I don't know whether I could, travel to, global countries or not. Please take me once if you go to, any countries, please. And he used to say, yeah, I'll do that, I'll do that. Since he was studying engineer, I told him. And then I got a letter from United Nations organization that you have been selected for this award. You have to come to this, I mean, timings and date, everything was given. I was really surprised and shocked. Then I'd been to US and I met Miss Malala Yousafzai. Malala Yousafzai is a bold, powerful girl. She fights for education for girls. On her birthday, 7 young women were chosen for this award, and I'm proud to say that I am one of them.
Okay.
And the experience was really fine. And that great Malala Yousafzai told that it would have been called as Ashwini's Day instead of Malala Day. On her Malala Day only, we have given the award, and it was really fantastic. And I don't know how to explain, how to
Wow.
detail it,
I'm
but
I'm
yeah.
getting goosebumps as I'm hearing you, that it could have been called Ashwini's Day, and it should have been very inspiring. So these exposure, when you go meet such people who have achieved significantly, who created a big impact in the society, when you go meet, what is the learnings, 3 learnings that you have had in your journeys that you think is worth sharing to our audience? So, 3 learnings
Um,
that you have had.
the 3 learnings that I really got from all my experience is the receiving award is not only a proud, or not only makes us proud. We should not be telling that, yeah, I got award, so I should maintain the prestige, I should maintain the level, I should keep distance from the people. And the whatever the awards only increase our responsibility. When by keeping this award, what we should think, yeah, award is to just to say that we are going in the right way, but whatever we are doing is very little, and you should do more things, many things. And
Wow.
that means you should give your more time to your achievement. That's what the award says. And the other learning that I have is wherever we go, wherever, whatever, we should never give up our culture. We should never ever give up our culture, because culture is foundation of all our success. This is the second learning that I learned. And the other learning is the pains and uh, the depression and whatever the sad, everything will be there when we are going to achieve something. But it is like a waves in the sea or ocean. We shouldn't be give up. We should go forward. That these are the three learnings in my life.
Wow. It is very inspiring. Again, like, extraordinary. The three little extras that you've given, rewards and recognition, is only to remind you to do more and continue, right? Second is tap into the culture. That is the foundation for you to make a difference and to stay strong. The third is that the challenges are going to be there. It's just like waves in the ocean, and it's continue to be there, but stay there and make a difference, right? So fantastic,
Yes.
three little extras from you. Really appreciate that. That is inspiring. So from there, you were mentioning about your travel, your request to your brother that he will take you to other country beyond the shores that you live in and grown up. When you went to the US, did you go alone, or were there support that you got?
No, I went alone. I went alone. See, usually for any kind of disabilities, if we go, will be provided with the escort. But my NGO, the Leonard Cheshire Disabilities, are made United Nations organization that no, she doesn't need escort. But from our office, we will be coming to US, and so that she will be guided in the US. But from Bangalore airport, I traveled to US. I traveled to US alone.
Yeah. So that's great. All by yourself, and that's what it is, right? You can. It's just that others who have sight don't know what it means, and hence they get worried, they get feared, and maybe it is expression of their compassion in their own way as a concern, right? But I think the courage of yours can take you to any shore all by yourself. So again, that's extraordinary. Um, so we spoke about Bellaku Academy and the people who are supporting and your inspiration and the awards recognition, the journey that you've had and the challenges that you faced. So, what are the three things that you would like to achieve in the near future, like in 1 year time frame, in 3 years time frame, in 5 years time frame? What is that you want to achieve for Bellaku Academy?
In 1 year, since we have bought a new place um, in 100 by 80 square feet place, since what we are staying in, which the place in which we are staying is too inconvenient for the students, we have bought. So in 1 year, that building has to be finished, so that we will accommodate, we will give lives for at least 250 needy students. That's the 1 year of achievement that I have in my life. In 3 years, I just want to make our students to take science in PUC. Now we have 8th standard students with us. In 3 years, they'll go for college, and I'll make sure that they'll take science. In 5 years, I'll see one of my students taking MBBS or any engineering subjects.
Wow, that's awesome because you wanted to become a doctor, but you couldn't. And now you want to be a little extra as a support to make your students who are visually challenged to pursue their higher studies in the field of science and technology, which is awesome. And wish you the very best. And
Thank you.
Dr. David Hartman has actually indeed sown a beautiful seed and shown as a path that, the alignment, the choose such kind of discipline where the denial for not choosing that field is not there, and rather you get support. So like the way he's chosen psychiatry, it's a fantastic example. And he's shown some light. And then your other one as a step process that you're looking at, your students taking science in the pre-university is a fantastic milestone. And the inconvenience that your students are having in the current place that you have, and you plan to expand in the very first year to accommodate more than 250 students, is indeed inspiring, and best wishes for all this, right? So you have a great vision. No wonder that having a sight is ordinary, because everybody has, and having vision is extraordinary that you have, right? And with that, I want to move to my last question to you, because I find this name, Belaku Academy, very, very interesting and nice, very pleasing. So can you tell me, how did you come out with this name Belaku Academy as Bellaco, and throw some light on that?
Yes, Bellaco, I chose this word because it is very easy and it inspires a lot. Instead of choosing, big Sanskrit words and big, uh, this one, big wordings, eh, I have chosen Bellaco because Bellaco is an easy and simple word, and it is it is light. And my main aim is to light the lives of children. So that's how I chosen this Bellaku, and it's many times it inspires a lot. Even though if I feel like sleeping, if I sleep for some time, suddenly I wake up because yo Bellaku. I mean, I have given the name Bellaku, now I should light the life. So this is how I have chosen the Bellaku name.
Wow. Uh, it is very inspiring again, because Belaku, as you said, means light. And the way you're conducting and the way you're building the whole support system for those who are visually challenged, first of all, to create an inclusive culture and help people with sight grow up together, and so it is normal and natural. And second is that support system for them to achieve whatever their dreams are without any restrictions, is definitely hope of light. Just Belako is not just light. I think you are creating Belako as a hope of light, and the path which can light many lives. And we wish you very best in this journey, right, of bringing light in many lives. Right, best wishes. I'm very inspired, and in fact, actually, we should even recall our Mahatma Gandhi's words, who said, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. And one of it, in your case, comes natural. You definitely don't see any evil because you don't have an eyes, and you can't see that. But definitely, the way you would hear and the way you would speak, you have those faculties working at a much higher level, and the senses work in a very different way. I'm sure the way you speak and the way you listen to the pains of people, at the same time, when you speak and you action and activities are touching many lives, and creating life, shaping their life. Let that light be on and continue a journey, make a difference to this society and the world. And you are an inspiration, and you are an extraordinary person. And your little extras are inspiring and will continue to inspire. Continue to do your little extras. All the very best.
Thank you very much, sir.
Over to you, Karunya.
Yeah. Thank you, Naveen sir. Thank you so much, Ashwini. Hats off to your vision and the work you're doing. There is a question we have got here. I would like to read out.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, and the question is, what made you to decide and dedicate your life for the cause of visually and mentally handicapped, and started Bellaco Academy?
It's a wonderful question. Usually, the failures have inspired me a lot. That means when I was working as a HR recruiter in one of the companies, I usually used to go for malls on weekends. When I was going for a mall on weekend, I saw um, two women with vision impairment sitting on a footpath and crying. And my friends told, yeah, this is what, see, the girls are no, no crying. We'll just ask. And then I said, yeah, we'll go and ask. When I communicated with them, and I heard story of them that they both are visually impaired and they were thrown out of the family. That means their brothers and sister-in-law. And when I asked them that, don't you have education? Then they said, no. We had huge property, so my parents did not want us to go to any school. So that's why we didn't get any education. And the next question that I have asked is, what about your parents? The parents got expired in an accident, a week ago. Once they lost the parents, their brothers have thrown them out of the family. Then this has inspired me that to start this academy and work for uh, people with disabilities or whatever, because property can be taken from anyone, but not the knowledge and the education.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and great work, and thanks for addressing the question. And
Thank you.
one more thing. I also saw in your company's profile that you take your kids, you take the students of your academy out for movies.
Yeah.
What was the
Yes.
recent movie you saw?
uh, my students, they were very fond of some are many Kannada actress. And uh, usually people think that since the students with vision impairment cannot see, so why do they come for theater, that this thing. But you know we are the people who enjoy movie than the others. Sometimes I'll say the next what is going to happen will be guessed by us only through music. Sometimes we will do that. And we have taken our students for a movie called Rajkumara. We usually go for Kannada movies. Rajkumara, it is a movie related to social work, and the main actor, work for you know orphanage and um, old age people.
Okay.
So this is a movie that we have taken, and we have also taken to many places like Wandala. Wandala we
Oh,
have taken.
okay.
Yes, yes. They tried with all the games, all the dry games. Even many of our volunteers who have sight, they didn't come for many dry games, but our students wanted to try all the games, and they enjoyed a lot. And we have also taken to many corporate companies too, and just to have an experience how the corporate companies look. work and what are the technologies that they use and everything.
Great. Thank
Wow,
you so much.
that is so inspiring.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm
And
also getting a couple of questions here.
Yeah.
So would like to ask a couple of them. So one question is, there could be many other institutions and academy which is wanting to create that inclusion and
Yeah.
wanting to engage with visually challenged the world over. What is
Uh,
new or what is innovative that you are following? What is the innovation that you are following or you're creating something new and different, right? So what
yeah.
is your response, Ashwini?
That was a fantastic, and I was eager no, to receive those questions. Even today, if you see in India, we are depending on scribes for writers to write exams, like 10th standard exam and competitive exam, many exams. Even though we have many schools for visually impaired that we have, but I wanted to create a new revolution that our students should not use scribe, should not depend on scribe. We have a technology called JAWS, job access with speech, which tells us whatever that appears in the screen on computers. So from third standard, we are training on computers so that uh, they can be well versed in writing exams and well versed in operating computers. This is the one innovation that I'm creating. The other one is my academy is the first academy which is training in students in science and with the many age. For example, if we always say that kidney works like this, kidney is a kidney or heart works like this, there is a artery. Simply what we do is we just keep on telling them orally, but our student, what we are doing, we have a special aid for each part of our body, and we make them to touch how the kidney works, how the heart works, how the lungs work, how the respiratory system works. Everything we train them through aids.
Wow, that's very interesting. Scribe, when you mean it is somebody else who is scribing for as a response in the exam. Instead of that, you want to bring technology. You want to make that exam itself computer aided one, and also
Yes.
learning through physical aid and simulators for the children to really understand rather than just the oral and the listening is a fantastic innovation and definitely makes a difference in the way the children grow up understanding these concepts and the confidence also coming along with it because they are not taking somebody's help to really write their exam, they are doing it on their own. So very
Yes.
nice. Another question which is come up is you know now that academy Bellaco Academy, you want to scale it, you want to grow it to accommodate 250 students, and the current situation does not permit you, it's not convenient for that. So, what help would be useful, and who could help Bellaco Academy?
Any business people or politicians who is kind-hearted and who really wants to help us could help in constructing a building. For instance, for each room we have a separate amount, and I could share those files if anybody wants to really contribute to our institution. It is not only a matter of money, I'm saying. We'll be having many borewell factories, cement factories, and many factories who can contribute our institution, cement, sand, or any sanitary things, grills, many things they can do it.
Very good. I'm sure what Belaku Academy would definitely need to go to the next level is one is money. People could contribute, be a little extra and contribute money. They could contribute in material for be it construction or the learning aids and so on. The third is in terms of manpower. The people who want to come forward and teach the children or engage with the children, help them to mingle with sighted members, and so that you can build that inclusiveness and also support them morally and be part of this journey of bringing light to many lives. That's Belko, and that's the academy that you have created, a fantastic support system, and all the very best for that.
Thank you very much, sir.